Yo guys, Fishing Shen here back with more Marvel Rivals content. Today's video I'll be bringing you the full Jeff guide following the latest update, breaking down all of his abilities, including his team up abilities, and addressing both his strengths and weaknesses. This is episode 40 of my Hero Series guides with all of the previous episodes on the channel, and on that note, let's get right into it. So first things first, Jeff is a versatile and effective strategist in this game, a great healing, damage dealing, and mobile support who's continued to be tweaked each season to improve the playing experience both for and against Jeff players. Now with great range capabilities, effective damage dealing output, and his evasive abilities makes him effective against dive threats, whilst also being capable from range using healing and damage output. Now Jeff has a base health of 250, making him a squishy target, and a standard movement speed of 6 meters per second when he is above ground. As for his abilities, he actually has two primary attacks, the first one being the Joyful Splash. By pressing R2 allows Jeff to unleash a healing splash, healing for 130 per second, also dealing 70 damage per second, with the damage fall off starting at 20 meters up to a maximum of 65% at 40 meters, so still pretty good, relatively effective at range. And this primary attack also fires 20 rounds per second and has an ammo count of 100. The second primary attack is known as the Aqua Burst. By pressing L2, this fires a projectile that deals 25 projectile damage per round and 45 spellfield damage per cast. Now this attack has a 3-meter radius, firing 1.75 rounds per second with 3 charges, each one taking 3 seconds to recharge, and direct hits can launch enemies up in the air. As for his L1 ability, this allows him to access his hide and seek mode, where he can dive into the ground with only his dorsal fin being exposed, granting himself a movement speed boost. And Jeff can also heal while submerged underground and gains the wall crawl ability as well, which is really useful because it can be used to get sort of create off angles, get to higher elevations, better healing output from range, as well as using it for evasion to survive dive threats and just continue survivability. Now during the dive, he does gain the unstoppable effect, healing over time and a movement speed boost. Whilst in this ability, Jeff's hitbox is also reduced, making it harder to kill him and further improving his survivability. He also gains a 60% movement speed boost. The ability has a maximum of 120 energy, costing only 20 per second to actually use it, so 6 seconds in total, and recovers at 15 per second with a 35 per second healing output as well for himself with the healing over time. Now this ability significantly improves his mobility as well as survivability, making him effective versus dive threats to stay alive and also just significantly stay in the fight for team fights, getting his ultimate and so on. Now back to the healing. Jeff also has the healing bubble. By pressing R1, he can spit out a bubble that heals any ally that collects it, granting them a healing boost and any movement speed boost as well, whilst also launching up any nearby enemies. Touching the bubble will immediately activate its effect, healing for 30 per second, providing a 15% healing boost as well, 60% movement speed boost lasting for 4 seconds, and the bubbles, if not collected by any teammates, will last for 180 seconds, so 3 minutes on the ground. It has 3 charges, with each one taking 6 seconds to recharge. He also has the obvious cuteness passive ability, which gives him a 70% critical hit reduction, which is just pretty cool, I guess, for lore-based Jeff fans out there, but I didn't actually know this until I looked into the character's lore depth for this guide. Now, as well as this, his team-ups, he has multiple. He actually has 3, which I think makes him the most team-up character in the entire game. The first one is shared with Groot, which is called the New Friends, where both Jeff and Rocket can ride on Groot's shoulders, receiving damage reduction of 35%, which is pretty basic, nothing more to it. It's just really effective and also useful in team fights, especially for both Groot himself as well as the healers. You could do some consistent healing whilst on Groot's shoulder, keep him in the fight, and actually really benefits a single tank system when you have someone like Rocket or Jeff just sitting on his shoulder, reducing incoming damage, whilst also having 2 other healers protecting the other team and also doing other things like dealing damage. His second tier ability is the Guardian of the Deep, which Venom shares the symbiotes with Jeff and Hela. Jeff's Guardian of the Deep links with nearby allies, providing continuous healing during the use of this ability, and when the effect ends, it releases a powerful healing burst, converting any excess healing into bonus health. It has a 10-meter range, lasting for 5 seconds in duration, healing for 70 per second continuously, and a one-time healing of 70 with a 100 bonus health as well. So a really powerful team ability in itself, especially in grouped up situations when you can stay around the point, just allow your team to sort of stick together as one unit, and therefore sort of further increase his actual healing output. And then we have the third team ability, which is arguably the best one in my opinion, the Jeff Nado. When Storm activates the Omega Hurricane and Jeff's ultimate is ready, they both can unleash a powerful team ability. During this period, Storm's Omega Hurricane merges with Jeff to form a Jeff Nado. Now this has a 10-meter radius spell field centered around Storm in itself, dealing 80 initial swallow damage, landing 2 hits per second for the duration of this ability, and making it a really powerful ability, especially when other strategists are in their ultimates. This can completely negate that and just take them up and you basically wipe out the entire team when timed right and used in the correct situation. I'm actually a Storm player myself, so this is something I can sort of vouch for and say that this definitely is an effective method, especially when teamed up and used in the right scenario, as I said. So definitely consider this if you're playing as Jeff in itself, and also of course Storm on the contrary as well. And then of course we have the ultimate ability, which is called the It's Jeff, where he can dive into the ground, resurface, and swallow both enemies and allies within range, activating that hide and seek mode again for a brief duration before ejecting swallowed heroes forward. Now, this ultimate has two special effects to it. The first one is after swallowing any allies or enemies, Jeff will deal damage to enemies and heal allies for the duration of the effect of the ultimate, during which they will also have the benefit of hide and seek as well. Now, the second leaves an 8-meter radius heal pool at the point of activation of the ultimate that heals allies within range by 100 per second. The healing pool lasts for 8 seconds and makes Jeff an even stronger healer with this recent change in the team up ability. And then as well as this, the ultimate itself has a 10-meter radius, a 5-meter height sort of spell spell field to grab any flyers, dealing 25 damage per second, healing for 225 per second, and there's also an overflow healing on any swallowed allies which grants 45 health per second as bonus health of up to 150 in max health as well. The ultimate lasts for 6 seconds and costs 4,500 energy, making it a fairly expensive ultimate itself, but when used in skilled hands or timed right or in the right situation, i.e. on a point around the objective, whatever it may be, this can be one of the best ultimates in the game, especially with the recent changes, as I said, with the new effect on the special effect in itself. In summary, I'd say Jeff has now become one of the greatest healers in the entire game, a very versatile and viable healer from both range and being effective in as a counter dive sort of strategist in itself, because we all know most strategists in the game are vulnerable as squishy targets to the likes of dive threats from the likes of an Iron Fist, Spider-Man, or whoever it may be, making him a real standout pick in that sort of system. But there you guys have it. That's pretty much the full guide for Jeff. If you've enjoyed the video, as always, do not forget to like and subscribe, as it massively helps me out. I'm a small creator, as you can see, and if you have any suggestions, tips or tricks, or any cool clips you want to share about this video, please let me know down below in the comments and I'll go right back to you. I'm Vision SGN. I hope you found this useful and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.